See, I move it too quick. I hope that works. All right. Hey guys, how are you? This is your Reverend Dr. Marie Breville. I am not going to stay long with you today, but I did not want to miss on the opportunity to say hi. I was a little bit too sick to actually follow through with them. Today is my son's birthday, and they were heading to the waters, and I wanted to go with them, but it's a complicated situation. But however, I'm here, I'm alive. So I say, let me attempt to touch up on a lesson that I shared yesterday. Um, so today I had an experience with someone. Hopefully they're not gonna walk in because I think it's about time for them to be. But anyway, we'll try to make it quick. Um, I was actually creating. Um, oh, did I welcome you? I think I did, right? If you're new, this is the most positive channel you can be in. All right. So come on over, subscribe, like, share with your friends and family, and keep following and press that bell button. Make sure that every time, everything. See why I stay behind? So every time that I share a video, you will be notified, and I think that's great, right? So let's do this. So I shared with some. Well, I was doing something. I was occupied, and I was talking to someone, and they're like, oh, what are you up to? Whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is what I'm creating for my son, because I thought it was a great idea, and probably people want to do it, but it requires sacrifice. Sometimes, nowadays people are just in such a rush that there's no time to sacrifice for friends, family. I mean, unless you're on your deathbed, nobody cares. So what I did is I was creating. All right, let me leave that alone. I was creating 11 cards. Well, I bought the cards. Usually I make the cards. I mean, I can make the cards, but I didn't make them. I purchased them, and and I wrote them, letters and whatever. In each 11 cards were different. So, and the idea hit me. I went to pick up the card, and I was like, what if I couldn't find number 11, because they usually have number 11, and usually, I could have created it myself, but I'm still under the weather, so I was not able to do that. And so I got home and I'm doing my thing. I think that's where I was, right? And then the person comes, so you understand where I'm coming from, so it doesn't sound like all crazy, confusing. So the person, I got a phone call, oh, hey, what you up to, whatever. And I'm like, this is what I'm doing for my son right now, just to explain, like, I can't talk, we'll talk later or whatever. Not that I had to, but it was relevant. Um, it was a, it was supposed to be a normal phone call. And then, and then the person remarked that, well, you do know that you could have just got 11 cupcakes, but that's not for you. That's not your desire, that's my desire. All you could do is say okay, or, say nothing at all. But I say that just to remind you that a lot of times people say things to pull you down from where you are. And if you don't know where you are, you will go down with them. You will join them in their pity party, and then next thing you know, you don't even know who you are anymore. So it's just be careful. And I remind you again, I know I told you last night, um, or the night before, whichever one. A lot of times we create things that make us happy. We do things that comfort us. And someone will come out of the blue, come out of nowhere, and share their opinions that are pretty much irrelevant. Opinions, replies that you did not request. And when you know you did not request such, be sure to ignore them. Don't go, um, don't join their party. Don't, join whatever it is that they're doing. Because if you follow through, you're the one who's going to really get hurt because whatever it is that they're doing, they're used to it. That's what they do all the time. So you gotta know how to simply, um, actually, you know what? I forgot to even check if this is even properly recording. All right, let's do that now. I'm sure it is recording because someone would have said something. Um, because when, there you go. Because when things are working out, people don't say anything. It's when they don't, and they like start sending you message. It's not working. It's not working. I can't hear. So, so yeah, um, don't stay in your vortex. Stay in wherever it is that works for you. Don't get too emotional because emotions can kill your spirit. Emotions can um, mislead you where you're heading, where you're going. If you listen to your emotions, you were supposed to head right because if you head left, you could get hit by a car or by a truck or by a train. But because you are so out of control of your emotion, because you don't control your emotion, the minute the person says something, you jump on it and you say something else, and you're like, and I know what I'm talking about because I'm a hot blood. I can be, but I don't have to be. And um and be but I'm a small one too. I know how to pick my battles. So you have to learn to control your emotions. Of course, if people are abusing you, you want to say something, but you want to make sure to say something at the right time. You don't want to say something and next thing you know, you lose your life. You don't want to say something and the timing of you saying something did not work to your advantage. So you want to be smart about it. But the main thing I'm saying is not to join people, not to go down when they're going down. You could be having a great day. I'm having a great day. It's my son's birthday. And this evil spirit come out of nowhere and start talking nonsense. Oh, you could have got cupcake. Oh, you could have got 12, 11 candies. Oh, you could have. But that's not what I wanted to do. If obviously I know what a cupcake is, I know what a candy is, I know what whatever else is. If I wanted to do that, then I would have done that. If I didn't do that, it's because it wasn't part of the plan. But now, if I have to explain myself, then I'm joining your little nonsense. So I choose not to join. And I do that quite often lately because it takes so much energy having to explain yourself or having to rectify things that people say, the way they act, because the nonsense they do, they will always do them. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It's just this is the person's persona. It is their character. It is who they are. They could be in a house of $10,000. You see why I stay behind? Ah, they could be in a house of $10,000. They would behave the same way. You could upgrade them to a house of $250,000. They would do the same thing. Put them in a $500,000 home. No difference, my friend. Put them in $1 million house, a mansion in Georgia. They would do the same thing. So it has nothing to do with you, because I know sometimes when I deal with some of my clients, they tend to beat on themselves. They think they did something wrong. Maybe it's no, it's not about you. It's about them. It's about the other person. It's about what they're going through. Again, as you know, it hurt people hurt people. So it is what they're going through. It's not about what you're doing or what you're going through. So you just gotta hang in there. You gotta hold your ground. Um, you just gotta make sure that you're okay. Because a lot of times people don't realize that you're just I wish I could find a thread on that, and I think I had one and I just threw it out. But sometimes I wish people could understand that um, sometimes people are just hanging on a thread, and you just never know. It could be that one thing that you say that just throws someone overboard. It could be that one stupid, silly, ignorant thing that you say. Imagine that I couldn't afford anything else. I'm not working. I'm hurt. You don't know how I'm feeling. I could have 1,000 businesses for all I care. But if my health is not up to par, you don't know how I feel. Even if you see the smile, remember that it is people that are on the verge of depression, people that are on the verge of jumping off, who smiles the most. So you just never know where people stand. You might think they have $1 million in the bank, they should be okay. But that's not how the person is seeing it. That's not how they viewing it. You just don't know how people feel. And I don't know how many times we're going to have to say to folks, anybody and everybody, that you got to be careful with the things you say. You're talking to people, and sometimes, you weren't having a conversation prior to that with the person, so you don't know where they are, you don't know how they're feeling. You just come out of nowhere and you start running your mouth. So now what if you go take care of your business, and then when you stop by later on and they're like, oh, you didn't know so and so is no longer here. Yeah, they left a letter. They say, somebody must have said something to them, and they flipped and they just jumped. How would you feel? So it is time, and more than time, for people to start being a little bit more cognizant, more caring about the things that they say, because you're not inside of nobody. You don't know what's going on with them. And especially this season, people have lost people this season. People are not able to afford having a great time. People maybe thinking of other people that were in their lives. So many things are going on. People might not be able to give the kind of Christmas, if it is something they celebrate, they might not be able to give the kind of Christmas they used to give before. So it's like, it's just so many things that can be going on. So we have to kind of be careful with what we say to one another. But most of it all, I want you to be careful, um, not only with your mouth, but be careful with your ears, with your heart. Be careful what you allow to get in. Even though people say things that are ignorant, if it's not for you, if they say something and you feel like, that's not for me, that's not me, then shut it out. Close your heart. Don't receive it. If someone say you stupid, close your heart, close your head, you know, don't receive it. But if they say, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful, you're so handsome," if this is for you, then open up like a flower and receive it. All right. So hopefully this is not too hard for you to do. It is just an opportunity this season, for you to just maybe do something different if you haven't done that before. But as I say, the main thing is, watch what you say to one another, and watch your heart, watch your head, watch your mind, watch what you're allowing. If something is not good enough for you, don't let it in. Because once you let it in, then now you're gonna have to keep talking about it. You're gonna have to keep revising it. Your head is gonna keep, just like a wheel, just keep going around and around and around. And you don't wanna do that, because then you're gonna start having frustration. You're gonna start having anxiety. You're gonna start hating people. You're gonna start having different kind of thoughts in your head and stuff. You don't want to do that, because that's a lot of energy it will pull from you. However, if you let it be, let it go, and sometimes too, when people express themselves, if anything you want to say, you could just let them know that, no, thank you. Don't say this to me. No, thank you. Sometimes you don't want to say too many words, because too many words sometimes may pull out more emotions. And once it pulls out more emotions, the small talk you wanted to do may turn into, um, may sound like an attack, although you were not the first attacker. But sometimes the way we respond may jump onto the person as if it's an attack. You don't want to attack no one, as you don't want anybody to attack you. But you want to be able to express yourself in such a way that you don't hurt yourself on top of it, like you re-victimizing yourself. Okay. So, but most of it all, try to be around people who loves you. Try to be around people who appreciate you. Try to be around people who know your value. The ignorant people that keep talking nonsense, stay away. If it's not healthy for you, if it's not good for you, if it's not allowing you to be great, you know, there's some characters that are always present, always stopping you from being great, always being in your way from being great. If that's the case, then find a spot where you can be great. For example, I was sitting over there, I was at the desk, but the light at the desk is not too strong. I don't know why. It's like a sleeping lamp or something. It's very low. And then I decided, I said, you know what? There was a better lighting here. I just move and come here. Simple. You know, if I were over there, I wouldn't be great. So I'm here. Look at me now. I'm great. So, anyhow, it's been a pleasure, as I said, and I am shocked they're not here already, because I thought this thing was closed 15 minutes ago. But he does want to be the last person out of the water. Anyway, that's probably why. But thank you so much for listening. I certainly hope that something you were able to grab something that helped you today. Definitely remember that you matter, your feelings matter. You don't have to allow anybody to walk over you like a rug. You're not a rug. You are a piece of diamond. You are beautiful. You are um worth it. You are enough. You are black diamond, rose diamond, white diamond. I don't know, whatever diamond. You are a piece of diamond that is very precious. And you want to uphold your value by keep on doing what you're supposed to do. Again, this is your Reverend Dr. Marie Breville. Thank you for being here. Stay healthy. Mwah.